Hi fellow reefers, I'm Eddie of Eddie's Reef Aquaria. Today's weekly video is on acros. What is an acropora? What does it take to actually keep one or few or a lot of them in your tank? Well, this video is all about it. I'm going to go into some basic and a little technical detail about them and how you can be successful keeping acroporas. Presently, as if you follow me, you'll notice that I have two. I have the green slimer, and I have this other Acropora, which, you know, the name wasn't able to be produced. They really weren't sure of what to call it, but it's like a, I would say like a purplish type of acro. So this video is all about them. I hope you enjoy it, and hold on one second. Okay, and here we have a shot on front of the tank. As you notice, if you focus in the middle of the tank and then towards the left, that's your green slimer, the one with the two sticks, the two branching out. And then towards the right, below the candy cane, then that's that other acro that they cannot identify it with a specific name. It's very beautiful. It's like a, I would say like a purplish type of acro. So this is what I found out when I did my little mini research. Well, of course, they're SPS corals. Of course, for those of you that don't know what it stands for short polyp stony corals. Now, Acropora corals, along with Montipora corals, represent 1/3 of all the reef building corals. Their light skeletons, high metabolism, result in fast growth, allowing them to quickly overcome their neighbors. You know, they go ahead and spread and they'll overpower the other corals close to their perimeter. Now, the genus Acropora has close to 400 nominal species. The majority of these corals are found in the Pacific reefs, but 3 species are found in the Atlantic oceans. Now, the most common name for Acropora corals is the popular staghorn coral. Now, when I say the staghorn coral, I'm referring to the green slimer, the one on the left. All those types of Acropora that looks like, you know, some people call them sticks. All those Acroporas that you see that look like little sticks, those are referred to staghorn corals. Now, this is a branching form that fit many of the Acropora species, which is what I just basically talked about. The majority of them, when you go to your local fish store, you will notice that the majority of them are sticks, like this one that I have, like the green slimer. Now, other forms are shaped like tables, plates, columns, ridges, bushes, fingers, or clustering corals. The table or tabletop Acroporas are some of the most elegant and sought after forms for very large aquariums. Yet, they are also some of the most difficult Acroporas to keep. Acropora corals are the largest, most contributing coral for reef formations in the world. In fact, between the Acropora and Montipora corals, they make up 1/3 of all reef building coral species. In the wild, they are the most tolerant of water temperatures, salinity changes, water movement, and lighting. But in captivity, they can prove to be very difficult to keep. Now, when you talk about going back to what I just read, the Montipora, well, I have a couple of them. Right towards the right of the green slimer, that green coral, that's Montipora. And then the one on the top, keep going towards the right, on the top, the red one, that's digitata, which is also a Montipora. But those corals are all considered SPS because of the short, stony polyp types of corals. Now, due to more stringent requirements, keeping Acropora corals is not recommended for beginners. They're the most sensitive corals when it comes to temperature changes, and they stress very easily if the light is too low or the water movement is not sufficient. Even moving them around the tank can cause them to stress and die. The Acropora coral likes medium to strong water movement and prefers a tolerant flow. It requires strong lighting. They are not hard to keep as long as these parameters or requirements are met, along with maintenance of calcium, strontium, and elements. That's why that in general, when you start to get into more complicated corals, like let's say the Montiporas and the Acroporas, what I was just explaining to all of you out there about the water flow, tolerant water flow. That's why that I strongly would suggest, in my case, I have an MP10. Now the MP10 that I have it set up in random different types of water currents. So I have like the gyrate type, the wave, the reef crest, you know, constantly. So in a 24-hour span, the MP10 is constantly changing the type of water current that is bombarding the water column, the actual tank. Now this tank being a 40-gallon, as all of you know, the distance from one point to the other really is not sufficient for me to have bought another MP10 and put on the other end. You really don't need it. I mean, you can go ahead and purchase it, but you would have to really put them at a very, very low type of current. A thing that you must consider when it comes to Acropora is the water. You must have pristine water conditions. It must be maintained. So as to say, regular water changes should be done. In this tank, I'm doing a monthly, I'd say like 15 to 20% water change. If you can do bi-weekly water change, it'd even be better. Now, keeping the nitrate level low is suggested. Now, suggested levels for Acropora species are, for instance, calcium should be kept between 400 and 450 ppms. I would say closer to 450. If the acro does not have enough calcium, it will not grow. Now, going on to alkalinity. Alkalinity should be kept, I'd say, between 8 and 10 DKH. 10 is really recommended. Phosphates should definitely be always 0. Phosphates are the worst of all, and all corals hate them. Magnesium, well, I would say magnesium should be kept between 1350 and 1500. Magnesium makes calcium available, so if your calcium is low, you should check your magnesium levels before adding any more calcium. Now, strontium should be kept, I would say, around 10. Now, in the wild, Acropora corals have developed several feeding strategies to increase their survival in nutrient-poor waters. Acropora corals have a symbiotic relationship with a marine algae known as zooxanthellae, and they receive the majority of their nutrients from it. Now, in captivity, mostly it changes. Feeding zooplankton once a week is really the preferred choice. Okay, and that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed the video, but if you did, hit a thumbs up and hit that little bell. And go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And like I say at the end of all of my videos, happy reefing, and thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.